Hello friends, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to The Sims 4, and welcome back to a room build, but actually a 2-room build. You're getting a 2-for-1 here. We haven't done something like this on the channel in forever. I had an idea a long time ago, some of you may remember, to do a kitchen 3 ways. So I built the same kitchen, but in 3 different styles, all base game. I thought that was really fun, and I'm kind of sort of bringing that idea back today. It's a living room, 2 ways, the same-ish living room, the same idea of the living room, 2 ways, but one is base game and one is unlimited packs. And the reason I'm doing this is because we got some really beautiful items in a base game update recently that are very West African inspired, and they are stunningly beautifully gorgeous. They are just like chef's kiss, so good. And I really, they're very much kind of my vibe. And I was like, I want to mess around with these, but I want to know if they would actually integrate well with our base game before I go mess around with them with all of the packs, because I am very blessed because of my current living situation. I do have all the packs. I'm very grateful for that. I have been able to purchase all of the packs. So I wanted to do this both ways. And so we're starting here with the base game living room. I wanted to see how it would do, because the interesting thing about base game builds, specifically where we are now, that I would say even 2 or 3 years ago is completely different, is they have been really doing an amazing job of giving us some really beautiful updated pieces in base game updates. We got a beautiful kitchen set. We've gotten some really lovely new columns and wallpapers, some updated swatches and stuff as of late that are really making the base game much easier to build with, because for a long time we had the 2014 style stuff, which was not bad, but it was very bright and very cartoony. And I think the Sims team have really kind of started to realize, the people who are building, the people who are playing their games, are wanting a little bit more on the realistic side than the super kitschy cartoon side, at least in building. We still want our Sims to be absolutely Looney Tunes, right? But here we're doing the base game. Let me talk about the build here again for a minute. You see these pillows that I'm changing now. These pillows are part of the new update. Absolutely stunning. I really want every single one of these pillows in real life in my room. All of the art on the wall in this part right now that you can see are all swatches of the new art we got, and this rug that I'm putting together to make it fit in the room just a little bit better is one of the new pieces. Absolutely stunning. And it's really coming together. And to be honest with you, I think maybe the base game one is my favorite. You'll get to see both. You can decide. Now, there is a little bit of caveat to the base game thing, and that is that I do consider the giveaway or the event stuff to be base game, because my understanding is that even if you did not do the events, if you pull those things off the gallery because they are base game, they will unlock in your game. They're sort of career rewards is my understanding, or when you can put fully grown and fancy crops, crossbred crops and stuff on the gallery. My understanding is that works the same way. I should really figure out how to double check that, but the thing is I have all of the gameplay rewards, the event rewards, so I'm not really sure how to check that, but my understanding is that does work. So things like the TV in here, that is an event giveaway item, right? I believe that was the Christmas event from last year or possibly 2 years ago. I don't remember when that event was now. I think it was last year. Pretty sure it was last year. Things like that. I do consider those base game, because my understanding is that if you were to download this room, even if you did not have that, you did not play that event, you should be able to use it just fine. It should count. It just might mean that if you delete it, you'll have to re-download the room to get it back, or re-download somebody's room to get it back. You can get them off the gallery, right? So here we're doing all base game stuff. I love this fireplace. This fireplace is a fairly new addition to the base game as well. There's another swatch of the artwork. The artwork is stunning, and honestly, there's a couple pieces where I was like, I straight up own that, or something very similar, because I fell in love with it at a flea market or something, and brought it home. Now we're moving into the unlimited packs build, and it's funny because this room took so much longer to come together, I think in part because I was trying to match the base game vibes, right? I was trying to do the same sort of vibe but with no restrictions, and I think first of all, the lack of restrictions was interestingly harder, right? But I also think because I was trying to match the vibe, it was a little bit harder. So you have to let me know which room you like better. There were a few things that I was really excited to change, for example, the couch. We have some pretty good base game couches, but I'm in love with this couch, which is so funny because most of the stuff that came with this pack, this is one of the Casanova Cave kit items. Most of the things that came with this pack, I was kind of like, oh, these are cool. I don't know how often I'll use them. I use this couch everywhere. I love this couch. It's such a good couch. Now, in real life, would it be a very comfortable couch? I don't think so. I'm going to be real honest with you. I don't see myself napping on this couch. But it is so pretty. like a moment for the couch. I don't love this bookshelf, but because I picked this couch and this couch is longer, I had to go with a smaller bookshelf. And for some reason, just none of the bookshelves in the game right now are speaking to me. That's a me issue. I'm not really sure what's up with that. I think maybe I've just used them all so much that I'm just like, okay, you know, that's cool. Also, a lot of our bookshelves are very styled. They're very specific, which is interesting. It's something I kind of realized recently. I was like, you know, there's not a lot of our bookshelves are very ornate, or they are modern but in a very specific way. So that's kind of interesting. Here I'm just decorating the fireplace. I did go with a bigger stone fireplace because I thought that was kind of an interesting change. Not necessarily better, but a little bit more rustic, which was kind of the vibe I was going for, because I'm doing one of my typical, like, very sort of rustic, kind of earthy toned rooms, because you know me, I can't possibly do gray. Heaven forbid. More pillows. That lamp behind, I used it in both rooms. I used every piece of build item in each room, so you will be able to see each new base game build item. There was one, I believe, piece of clutter that may or may not have been used. I believe I used it all. It's actually spices. We'll see if it gets put on the table. I think I remembered it last. It's spices. It's spice clutter, so it's meant for a kitchen, but I used it on the table and we're pretending it's snacks. It's a little bit of a reach, but so is a lot of The Sims. So the one thing with using unlimited packs was I was able to match the like basket vibe. There's the piece I was talking about on both. Yeah, it kind of looked like maybe mixed nuts, or like maybe we could get away with the idea of popcorn, not really, but kind of. So we're pretending it's snacks and not spices, but I believe the description calls it spices. Anyways, back to what I was saying. I loved these baskets. I love these baskets. They are potentially my favorite. Actually, I think the lamp was my favorite. But anyways, I love these baskets. And with unlimited packs, the one thing I was able to do more of was add more baskets, kind of build that vibe. But I also had a much harder time like matching wood tones. I also do want to acknowledge that because I'm using like Sulani stuff and I'm using some Jungle Adventure stuff, not Sulani, Island Living in Jungle Adventure and things like that, some things from Snowy Escape, I am mixing cultures. The thing is The Sims has things from different cultures or that are homages to different cultures. Obviously, like Sulani is an homage, but it is not a real culture in its own right. I kind of went ahead and did some mixing. It was with the intention of just giving us more options, because I know like West African artisans do some beautiful woodworking. There's beautiful like wood craftsmen all over the world, right, in different cultures. So like we're kind of taking some liberties there. Like I recognize that's a Sulani piece, which means it is technically more of like a Pacific Islands would be my guess. Kind of was inspired, right? We're kind of taking liberties. It's meant with respect. It's not meant to be disparaging. It's definitely not meant to be like, oh, I don't care. You know, it's meant to be like a love of all of them. So I hope it's taken that way. We're gonna do the base game pictures first, and then we'll do the unlimited packs build. I love both of them. The base game one is a little more simple. It was a little bit harder to clutter, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, and I think the base game one would be better for gameplay purposes. The unlimited pack one is a little bit cozier feeling, perhaps, but I love them both. I think they both hit the vibe really well. And of course, I snuck in my favorite lamp in the background there. We love this lamp. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna let you finish up the screenshots here, and I'm gonna say that I hope you're having a good day, and I hope you're feeling loved. And if you're not feeling loved, please know that I love you. I'm glad you exist. I'm glad you're here hanging out. You make the world a better place just by being you. And I'll catch you next time. Okay, love you. Bye. Mwah.